Hello and welcome to Conversion Conversations. This is Cameron. Today I'm taking a look at Transformers Generations Legacy United Cybertron Universe Vector Prime. And we have Vector Prime here in his Cybertron-y spaceship mode. And for context, I never owned the original Transformers Cybertron Vector Prime. I don't have a strong attachment to the character other than thinking that the 13 Primes are pretty cool. So this is really a video more of just this toy itself rather than comparing it to some original. Starting out, I really like the gold coloring here. I like the gray. I mean, this is a remold of the Jhiaxus toy. The coloring and the details here look really, really nice, but things don't feel good in hand. This front bit, it really needed like these detents here. I don't even know if you can pick that up on camera. They're too faint. This piece does not swivel and like lock in place. It has just way too much give, which is really, really unfortunate. We've got like Jhiaxus's old legs here, which don't really make sense in this context. These pieces here don't really have strong. This one actually feels pretty good in hand, but that just came loose. This tab here feels loose. This piece here, this will pop off constantly. While I was practicing the transformation, it was just coming off everywhere. Things just don't feel good. Oh, these pieces, yeah, these come off. It just doesn't feel great in hand. That said, the mode looks pretty okay. I like this cockpit area here in this metallic blue paint that matches the sword up front and the transparent cyber key, which looks kind of cool if you pry it out of here. If I can, let me use the sword. The sword looks nice. You know, that looks kind of cool and pearlescent and stuff. Can I get this guy? There we go. Oh. So he does come with a cyber key, and that looks pretty cool. He comes with his sword. He's got those two accessories, this piece. Yeah, this is just these whole extra pieces. It feels like the tolerance on these at a manufacturing level, there's a stack up issue, and the true position like of the hole versus the piece that seats into it has just way too much give. You can basically like move the pin inside it way too much, which is really, really unfortunate. Comparing him to Jhiaxus, I mean, it is neat that there's so much remolding here that things they don't really look that similar. The only pieces that are the same really are these back shins, everything else, and the toes. But the wings, the cockpit, the fuselage, everything else is very, very different between the two. So that is really, really cool. But again, whereas like the cable and stuff for Jhiaxus made sense, it would have been nice if they had enough of a budget to do the same thing over here. Other than that, I mean, not much to talk about here. This is like it zooms okay. You know, you can swoosh it around. But other than that, not a ton else to talk about in this mode. Other than it looks nice. The gold paint is nice. It just doesn't feel very good. And we'll explain that further as I get into this transformation, which it is similar enough to Jhiaxus that I am going to fast forward the transformation. And here we have Vector Prime in his robot mode. And once again, that fiddliness, that looseness comes into play. Whereas in his spaceship mode, things were locking together. The tabs and stuff held things together. Here, he just like, the hips are super loose. If you look at like that, these back pieces are super loose. The knees, like things just, it doesn't feel good, which is really unfortunate. He's stiff enough to be posable. I mean, he has, you know, a neck joint where the platform wants to, that's the other thing. Look at this. There's not enough distance. The tab on the platform isn't big enough to actually engage, which is really unfortunate. So like you got to like really push back on this to hold it in if you're trying to wiggle just the head without getting the platform loose. The shoulders and everything are mostly fine, a little loose. There's bicep swivel. There's a curl here, more than 90-degree bend. The wrists can swivel and have fingers, which I appreciate. This is all just like Jhiaxus. He can do the splits, can kick up, can kick back not so far before this piece gets in the way. Thigh swivel, a deep knee bend, and ankle bend. So he's pretty posable, but that posability like, look at this, like his chest is coming undone. It just comes at a price of like the solidness of the figure, which is unfortunate because Jhiaxus doesn't feel that way. Jhiaxus feels solid for two figures that are, you know, remolds of each other. And this mold has only been used the one time before. Things feel significantly worse over here. I think a big chunk of it is the fact that on Jhiaxus, these wing sections fold up and they tab in. They tab in here to lock these pieces in, and then these pieces fold away. It's very nice and compact and neat. Whereas Vector Prime, like, they're designed to drape down, but you have these massive armatures that don't really go anywhere and also aren't very solid. Like, if you're coming down here, like, there's nothing engaging here. This is all just looseness, which is really unfortunate. He does, I mean, his cyber key combines with a sword, which looks cool. During transformation, it was a miracle. This did not pop off. I feel like every other time I've transformed it when I've not been on camera, this piece, like, it is so loose. It's essentially a friction joint because this hole is so much wider than the narrowest part of this piece. There's no, like, friction holding on here. You can tell, like, that's not a pop or a click. It just kind of seats in there. I mean, he looks good. He has, like, the gold filigree. I really like that a lot. I mean, I love the way Vector Prime looks. I like this, you know, purple. It's not matching, but it just helps accent the gray. This pearlescent blue. Same thing on his face. We've got a great face sculpt. There's a lot I like about this figure. My copy just doesn't feel like, look at that. My copy just doesn't feel good in hand. It shouldn't do that. The knees should be stronger than that. And Jhiaxus's knees are, and these joints, like, this is literally, if you look, like, this section here, that is where Jhiaxus's little green wing would be. So they use the exact same pieces. The manufacturing tolerance is way worse on this figure. It's to the point where I'd be curious about getting the Japanese version. I wonder if that would be better. I'd wait until reviews. I wouldn't want to buy it offhand on myself. But I also would be curious to see if we get another Vector Prime down the road. It is really neat that we got such an iconic figure from Cybertron in toy form again. He looks really good, like, you know, Cybertron Vector Prime, Cybertron Hotshot, but it does feel small. This feels like a toy that has been heavily limited by both the budget of the remolding, because they didn't get to really dial in the quality control issues, the tolerance issues, as well as remold everything that needs remolding, and then the size class of the source mold. Jhiaxus, I think, looks cool as a Voyager. Vector Prime, I think I want a leader class, or maybe even Commander. I want a big Vector Prime. We haven't gotten a proper leader class Cybertron Optimus Prime. I know there was that Siege version. I don't count that one. This feels kind of similar to that, where it's like, okay, here's a prototype of that concept, but then hopefully in a few years we are going to get a better budgeted version of it. That being said, I'm still on vacation right now, but I'll be back next week. So I've got a giveaway to announce. We've got Transformers Cybertron Vector Prime right here. We are going to make this a giveaway if you want this guy, because I don't need this guy in my collection. I'm happy enough with the Jhiaxus. Simple enough question. I think that we've got rumor and maybe some listing leaks that I haven't paid attention to about next year's Transformers being about the 13 primes. I'd be curious, is there one of the 13 primes that you are most looking forward to? For me, it is definitely going to be the Transformers. If we get like a Voyager class Solus Prime, I want like another big fembot, especially her with a hammer would be really cool. If that ends up being true and coming out, that'll be really, really awesome. That's kind of what I'd be most looking forward to. But yeah, if you want to enter the giveaway, if you haven't entered my giveaways before, you go down in the comments. Again, like, not a great toy, but hey, free toy. Go down in the comments, answer the question of the day. What from next year's leaks and rumors and stuff are you most excited about for 2025? answer the question in the giveaway down in the comments, and then next week, once I'm back, I will draw a winner and announce them, and you reach out to me, and all that stuff works. That is it for me today. Thanks everybody for watching. Catch you all on the next one. Bye.